Well, good afternoon all. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. This afternoon I'm just going to do a brief review of last night's game. Overall, really in a nutshell, Liverpool were very fearful and looked very tired. We never set the tempo in the game. First 10-15 minutes, Real were much better on the ball, better in their play, better off the ball. We just weren't snappy enough in tackles. We just had no intensity, no energy, no drive at all in the game. The only real intensity, energy and drive that we seen was for the first 10 minutes of the second half. We got a goal back, we came out of blocks, we had a bit of spark, a bit of fight and creativity about us, but it didn't last for long. And if you're not consistent enough over the 90 minutes, the inevitable is going to happen, and that's why we were beaten 3-1. And we were lucky it was only 3-1, because that still gives us some hope in our heart going into next week's game. I know we don't have the Anfield factor, I know we don't have the 12th man and the fans, but we can still come back. The only thing is we need 2 goals and not concede, and that's, judging by last night, that's going to be, it's just a momentous task, and it's going to be one of our best European comebacks if we can pull it off next week. But I'm confident as a Liverpool fan. I think you have to be when it comes to the big stage and it comes to the European games. You have to be, and I do believe that we can only play a lot better next week than what we did last night. The players owe so much, because last night it was really grim. They were awful. When you make mistakes in the way we did and you don't turn up in a game of that calibre against a side of that calibre, I did say yesterday that they're not the same teams we played in Kiev in the final. They're an aging team, but they're very experienced, and these are the type of games that they relish. But when you make mistakes in the way we did and don't turn up, the inevitable is going to happen. You're going to be punished, and that's what happened to us last night. And as I said, we were very, very lucky. It was only 3-1 we were beaten by. But overall, we know the task that's in hand next week, and we just got to come out and have a right good go at Madrid. Come out with that intensity, with that passion, with that desire. Set the tempo right from the get-go, and we can have a go at them. But last night it showed, for anybody that's ever doubted Jordan Henderson or doesn't realise how pivotal he is to this Liverpool team, he was missed massively last night. He's so influential in midfield. He makes us tick so much. And Toni Kroos and Modric last night, as good as they were, we made them look better by allowing them time, space, and to get into those pockets. And when you do that against players of that calibre and with that experience, they're going to punish you. And I think Hendo was a huge, huge loss last night for us. The front three last night just didn't ask enough questions of Real Madrid. When I seen Real Madrid, that Varane is out, Ramos is out, I felt, okay, let's have a right good go at these now. No excuses. We have to get goals tonight. Let's go for blood. We just didn't ask enough questions. We just weren't on it. And then, apart from having Varane and Ramos out, they had Hazard out as well. So it was even a bigger plus for us, and it even, to me, gave more incentive that we should have really had a better go at them, and there was no excuses from us last night. So it was awful and a shocking result to really go to Madrid and lose 3-1. And what was more shocking was the performance. The performance was just, as I said, we showed nothing. Only for the first 10 minutes of that second half, that was all. It was awful. When you make mistakes, you're going to be punished at this level, and unfortunately that's what's happened to us last night. I thought Real's game management was exceptional, and it showed their experience last night. But we go on with hope in our heart, and we hope that and pray that next week we can come back and we can give ourselves some major statement as to why we can go on to Istanbul this year and win number 7. And I think it'll be one of our greatest comebacks next week if we can pull it off. I'm normally positive and optimistic. I'm not that positive and optimistic, however, going into next week's game after seeing how grim we were last night. But I suppose we can only play better. The lads can only show us more than what they did last night, and hopefully, I'm hoping and praying that will be enough to get us through next week. I'll be back on Friday to do a brief preview of the Aston Villa game, which again is another massive game on Saturday because the top 4 race is back on. So tune in and take care all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember to like and subscribe. Big up to all.